Fix it at the source, creating accessible course documents. My name is Valdis Bean, and I'll be taking you through this training today. To give you an overview of what we'll talk about today, we'll start with what are accessible documents. Then we'll talk about document formats and scanned documents. Then we'll talk about now what? Then I'll show you some CERT services for document accessibility. So what are accessible documents? Accessibility ensures that everyone can interact with your course content regardless of ability. For documents, this means the structure and content of your documents allows everyone to access them. And this includes proper heading structure, fonts and styles, color contrast and color reliance, lists, hyperlinks, tables, and images. When creating accessible documents, we want to consider the document formats. The main formats for accessible documents are Microsoft Office Word and PowerPoint. The less recommended but occasionally necessary format is PDFs. Word and PowerPoint are recommended because it's available to all faculty, staff, and students through OneDrive or downloadable. It's easy to use, has a built-in accessibility program, and it's easiest to make accessible with the most basic understanding. PDFs are occasionally necessary due to library content, scanned documents, etc. We'll talk about scanned documents momentarily, but in general, we don't recommend using PDFs in courses because making them accessible requires much more accessibility knowledge. It's also not recommended to export any other types of documents like Word documents, PowerPoint, Keynotes to PDF either, because these also require heavy remediation to make the documents accessible. Scanned documents are one of the biggest accessibility barriers we see when making course content accessible. This is because scanned documents aren't really a document, but are images put together in a document format. Without specialized software, these documents can't be made accessible. And even with the right software, it takes an accessibility expert, a near-perfect scan, and sometimes hours of work to make it better, but not even necessarily fully accessible. For scanned documents, the best thing to do is to replace the scanned document with a real PDF of the information. And this can often look like utilizing the UNF library to locate documents, as long as we're making sure that the documents received aren't also scanned. Once you have all of your documents prepared for your course, now what? How do I make them accessible? Now you're ready to learn and practice with the documents in your courses. By taking advantage of the services provided by CERT, your documents and Canvas courses will be more accessible than ever. We offer the Digital Accessibility Badge, accessibility workshops and trainings, and consultations and document remediation assistance. Here are some document trainings offered by CERT. All of these trainings are part of our Digital Accessibility Badge. But if you're interested in revisiting or learning about a specific topic, like color contrast and color reliance, we have a training dedicated to just that topic. And you can use the documents that you use in your courses to practice what you've learned from these trainings. This has been Fix It at the Source, creating accessible course documents. My name is Valdis Bean, and thank you for joining me today.